Good morning, boys and girls. It's Dave. It's Friday, and I got a few issues, a few things to talk about. Usually I'm more into making my people laugh because that's kind of my thing, but today I have some things that are a little more serious to talk about. This morning I got up because, we're all in this together. So, I got up this morning and my personal chef fixed me a nice breakfast, and then I jumped in my Maserati and drove myself down to the airfield, got on my private jet, flew to the Caribbean to my private island, and had some lunch, came back, played a little tennis, swam in my pool and all that. Oh, wait, you guys didn't do that? Oh, well, I guess we're not all in this together. You know what, Hollywood? Shut the fuck up. I'm so tired of hearing about how we're all this together. I don't live in a 10,000 square foot mansion with servants and shit that take care of me all day. We're not all in this together. There are hardworking people out there that's businesses are going under because of this goddamn pandemic. And, I realize that people have died, so don't call me insensitive. I realize that some people have died, and I feel sorry for their families. I feel even more sorry for them that they died in a hospital bed all by themselves and got to FaceTime their family while they died. That is just bullshit. I sat in a restaurant. Me and my wife finally got to go out and have some biscuits and gravy the other day. I was sitting in the restaurant, and I watched this guy get out of his car. And he got out of his car, and he pulled the mask out of his back pocket, and then he put it around his ears and he fumbled around with it, getting it on his face and everything as he walked. Then he touched the door handle, opened the door, fumbled around with his mask some more, and went in to pick up the food that he had ordered to go. And the whole time he was standing there, he's messing with this mask. His hands are all over his face. Then he's touching the pen to sign the thing, and then he touches his face again. He's got the mask up and down. This dude touched his face more times in 5 minutes than I probably touched my face in an entire day. And you know what? I'm not wearing the mask. This flag behind me, this weekend is Memorial Weekend, and millions of men and women have died of all colors during the last couple hundred years to make sure that I have the choices that I have. I have the choice to go run my business every day because it'll die without me, and I'm just not willing to let that happen. I'd rather die myself personally. And I've just worked way too hard, and I'm not going to let it go because of some politically expedient pandemic that the media is creating a huge panic over. I'm not saying it's not real because it is. There are people that have gotten sick, but you know what? The media and politicians have blown this way out of proportion because they needed to do something. They're desperate. They have to kill the economy. It's the only way to stop the Trump train. Guess what? It ain't going to work. I'm still going to vote for him. Your boy Joe Biden. Now, some of you are Democrats. A lot of my family are Democrats. And, I've explained this before. When I attack Democrats, I'm not attacking you personally. I'm attacking your leadership because these people are fucking idiots. I'm sorry. That's all there is to say. Joe Biden actually came out and said, and I quote, that if you're having trouble figuring out whether to vote for him or Donald Trump, then you're not really black. You know what, Joe? I'm not voting for you. It doesn't have anything to do with I'm not voting for Trump because I'm white. And I wouldn't vote for you if I was black because I'm sure that I would probably do my research and figure out who the best person is for me. And it sure as hell wouldn't be you. I kind of actually feel bad for Biden because it's obvious that he does have dementia and the Democrats just don't have any other options. So Nancy just keeps coming at Trump. And $3 trillion stimulus that's going to bail out California and Illinois? Really? No. I don't think so. I don't think my president's ever going to sign off on that. So I don't think that's going to happen. I don't know. I guess the only other thing really that I can say, a friend of mine, and I'm not going to mention his name because he wouldn't want to, was recently in the last couple of weeks diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. It's a pretty serious goddamn deal. And you know what? His wife of almost 40, well, I think they just celebrated their 47th anniversary. Bravo. Not everybody gets to say that. But this man laid in a hospital bed for a couple of weeks all alone with nobody to hold his hand because they couldn't go out and take her temperature and hand her a mask and let her go in and hold her husband's hand. That, people, is bullshit. No one should ever have to do that. Ever. No, they just shouldn't. Give them a mask. And the other thing about your damn masks, okay? Why aren't all the homeless people dead? All the homeless people should be dead. All of them. Because they don't social distance. I mean, they live God only knows where, and they're not washing their hands every 2 minutes. I mean, the conditions they live under are horrible, and yet they're not all dead. That's interesting. And the mask thing now at Sky Harbor Airport here in Phoenix, you can't fly anywhere unless you wear a mask. You can wear a mask into the airport, and then they're going to seal you in a tube, and you're going to rebreathe your own air in a tube of people who are breathing rebreathed air. I mean, Jesus Christ, do you people not see how stupid this whole thing is? I watched a lady the other day get arrested for not wearing a mask by 3 cops who, guess what, who weren't wearing a mask. And they put her in a patrol car that I'm pretty sure hadn't been sterilized and took her down and threw her in jail. In the meantime, they're letting convicts out of jail instead of, giving them masks. They're letting them out of jail because, they wouldn't want convicted killers or anything to get, coronavirus or anything. So I don't know. I'm just kind of sick of the whole thing. Let people go back to work. Let people develop immunity. And I realize there are people that have immune conditions that are going to require them to be a little more careful than the rest of us for a while. But you know what? I've been going and taking care of my business every day during this pandemic. My wife is essential personnel. She's been going out in it every day. There's a lot of nurses and doctors and everybody else that are going and doing their thing every day. There's truck drivers stocking those grocery stores so that you can go buy whatever is left on the shelves that you can buy. I've noticed that toilet paper has made its appearance again, which is kind of nice. But people, there's a lot of us that are out there doing their thing every day. And I realize that some of you think that exposes people to unnecessary risks or whatever. Well, how do you think we develop immunity to things? It's because our body develops immunity to those things. And if you lock everybody up away from everything, they're not going to develop an immunity to anything. And Nancy Pelosi comes out with this HEROES Act, and Gavin Newsom is crying because, he doesn't think the Republicans are going to sign off on $3 trillion worth of bailouts and shit that don't have anything to do with the pandemic. Well, Democrats are kind of famous for that. See Obamacare. It's thousands and thousands of pages of shit that don't have anything to do with healthcare under the guise of, making your healthcare better. And, I'm going to circle back around here a little bit to that flag again. Joe Biden, you know what? You need to look at that flag, and you don't need to rewrite the Constitution. You and Nancy need to sit down and reread it, because those people died for that flag to give me the choice to go and run my own business or go get a job, or, as Democrats would have it, you can sit on your ass and draw a check. That's your option too, I guess, for a while. But you know what? These people died to give me the choice and the freedom to be an American. And that's what it means to me. So when you're out there barbecuing hot dogs this weekend, you just remember why you have Monday off. And be free. Go out and shoot your guns. Go out and drink a beer or whatever, which, you can buy a beer. You can't get a haircut, but you can get in the liquor store. The whole thing is ridiculous. So you know what? I realize that this hasn't been my usual fun rant. Maybe we'll get back to that this week. But I've just ran into too many things this week that really upset me on a personal level. And, I want to give a shout out to my healthcare people because, Shelly and Melissa and Jill and all of you, I know that you put yourselves at risk every day. And I appreciate that. And, I hope everybody makes it through this. But I just think that the media and the politicians have blown this way, way out of proportion. And they've used it as a weapon. And I think it's just absolutely wrong. So, anyway, as I said, I'm not going to wear a mask, but I'm not out there licking doorknobs either. So everybody be careful and go out and barbecue your hot dogs and drink that cold beer. But remember why you get to do that. Remember why. And as a side note, if I catch anybody stepping on the flag, I'm going to step on your ass. Thank you very much. Have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you guys next week. I'm out.